Hello, welcome back. So we're gonna go ahead and do Bunny's Tarot. Um, it's a day late, but welcome to Tarot. Um, I had some stuff going on yesterday, so I decided to do it today. One thing I do want to say, this episode is probably going to be more about our animalistic nature than anything. I've been channeling just a lot whenever it comes to that. Understanding more how the chords connect, how everything fits in together. Um, if I could get like back back to myself right now for 5 seconds, that'd be great. If things could not get like super blurry right as I'm trying to talk about it, that'd be great. Um, so the first thing I did pick up on, before I even started it, and it's kind of what made me go ahead and film, um, is one, just full lack of understanding that we are animals. And like, yeah, I say it a lot. But we are animals. We are fully animals. We just kind of, I like to say we evolved backwards specifically because we kind of did, all in like just denial of our animalistic nature in general. Um, but I'm trying, like, I'm grasping at it, but it's so foggy right now. You gotta give me a second. Just gotta give me a second because it's gonna pee me off. Um, so hold on, yeah, because we are just animals. The reason that I decided not to do it yesterday was because, like, I was just going through a lot. And so, okay, here we go. There we go. So I was also going to do my makeup. But I was just like, no, the only reason I would want to do my makeup is because we're animals, right? And that would be a way for me to camouflage my weakness. Everything, a lot of the things that we do are just us trying to camouflage our weaknesses because society has built a platform on not allowing us to be weak because it gives strength to whoever wants to control us, right? Um, so don't put on your makeup. You know, not only not putting on your makeup, right, but not just identifying with the general makeup of like humanity, which is what, like, yeah, specific, like the 40-hour work week. Whenever human beings were never meant to like work themselves in that way, and even in our understanding of science, the way that we understand it, it's too literal. We have both a creative and a like scientific part of our brain, right? And if we only are tapping into that literal creative, not literal creative, literal scientific part of our brain, then we can no longer fully tap into our creative side of our brain, which was the whole, like, kind of the whole point. Um, I'm sorry if I'm all over the place right now. It's just really iffy. I tried to film this, last night, but it, I just couldn't get it done the way that it was meant to. So, another thing is like fully understanding how long humanity has been around. Understanding when humanity started versus not just whenever humanity started, but whenever humanity decided to disconnect from the fact that it's an animal, right? And what, I don't have a way to say that. And how it completely, like, denied us of our nature, basically. I'm just gonna say it like that for right now. Another thing is, if you look at how human beings react with each other, it's very animalistic altogether. Like, our behaviors and our body language, you can compare it to, like, pretty much any animal in the animal kingdom, and you'd be like, oh yeah, like, it adds up. It makes sense. It adds up. And yet we still try to deny ourselves the fact that we're animals. We still try to disconnect ourselves from literally the trees outside, and like our pets whenever we are just as close to them as they are to us. Same way, I have a scorpion. I don't fuck with her. You want to know why? She doesn't want to be fucked with. So I don't mess with her. I don't like take her out. I don't play with her because she is a fucking, she's a bug. She don't want to be messed with. Like, and even the times that I have tried to mess with her, she's made it like really clear, like, no, bitch, I like you, but I don't like you like that, and like it's fine. It's all good. It's complete disconnect and disrespect for what nature gives us, right? But still expecting her to feed us and give us her all whenever what happened before the dinosaurs. That's exactly what I channeled, the dinosaurs. And I saw a TikTok and I just think it's silly. So one, we do have two of cups and two of wands, right? But in between that is the star. Both of these reversed and fate intervening, 611. But oh, so I saw a TikTok. It was like, oh, the dinosaurs were probably just assholes, and like the universe was just like, no, you guys are fucking assholes. You gotta go. And every time I think about that, I'm like, yeah, that's probably kind of maybe what happened though, because like, it's just silly. It's just silly, goofy, right? But like, it really is all in the way you look at things, and the more you try to. Another thing is the reason we're all so unhappy is because we try to like make ourselves human beings whenever we're really just animals. We're no different than like any animal. Same thing. How they sat there and tried to be like, oh, pigs aren't sentient. They tried to say pigs weren't sentient for fucking years. Why does that make sense? Why does that make sense? Literally, a rock outside has more sentience than like. I can't say that. That's mean. But a rock outside has sentience itself. A plant has sentience. There's evidence that plants like communicate through like the earth and like send little messages to each other, and we do that telepathically. It's just a complete denial of the fact that we are telepathic beings. That we are not even just telepathic beings. Like animals in general, they have different senses. If you notice, like if something big is about to happen in the world, the animals will start freaking the fuck out. The anglerfish. The animals are okay. But seriously, and the reason a lot of human beings just in general feel so uncomfortable and disassociated, really, is because there is like one, just a big energetic shift happening. So you're gonna have to be more disconnected in order to be in like an astral realm, because that's all. And it depends on the situation, but majority of the time that's what I can't even say that word. That's what disassociating is. It's just connecting outside of your body in an astral realm, going through portals and stuff. Another thing I tried to talk about last night is the lost art of like going through different portals and understanding, like really just truly being the magician. Like that's the only way I know how to explain it, is just going through different portals, going and doing the work that you need to do in those different portals, which again, it is a lost art. Mainly because we're disconnected from the fact that we're animals, right? But it's getting to the point where, like, I don't know how to talk about stuff like that. It's getting to the point where no one is educated in even, like, telepathy, and, like, that's a problem. Like, that's a real problem. Like, how do you not know what's going on in your astral realm? How do you not know what your dreams mean? How do you not, like, one, how are you not getting visions? And two, if you are getting visions, how do you not know what those visions mean? How do you not understand how to tap into different, like, that's a problem. And, like, it's being fixed. It's being fixed. That's all I gotta say. But that is the biggest thing that they wanted me to talk about is the fact that you're going to have a different level of understanding whenever it comes to not only your own animalistic natures, your own animalistic tendencies, why you do what you do, even just energetically, and the more you tap into your animalistic tendencies, the easier it'll be to understand energetically, because animals just have that innate sense of energy, right? You have a cat, cats understand shit that like we don't understand, right? Right. Um okay. Okay, so this is interesting. There is like I don't know how to talk about this because the way I see things, we're all just fucking animals. We all just kind of like 1055, 1055. We all just kind of like do our thing, right? But there's like people that think, oh, like animals are just like these sweet baby angels, and like, yeah, they are. They're sweet baby angels every day of the week, but at the end of the day, it's still an animal. Like at the, it's almost this level of, oh, I'm gonna put another animal on a pedestal because I know that animals are like animals. But if I put this animal on a pedestal, I can kind of like make it okay. I don't know how to explain that one. Um, and that doesn't go just for that either. Because the way I saw it too was like channeling versus using tarot, but like we use tarot just because it catches your eye, you do something with it. People are more like, oh, it's a magic trick, right? But in reality, I don't need the fucking cards. I can just like off the rip. Oh, but with the other thing, if you have a cat, you die. Like, you think that cat's not gonna eat your body? And that's so crazy to say, but realistically, that cat doesn't give a fuck. Even if the cat loves you, it's still gonna eat you. Like, I don't know, just, we're all animals. We're all fucking animals, dude. That's all it is. Um, it's a crazy way to say it, but honestly, we're all just animals. And we need this, like, almost connection to innocence, even though we should be finding innocence in the fact that your animal could, like, eat your body, and you, like, feed it. And, like, some people do. Some, it, you just, get what I mean. Get what I mean, so I don't have to over-explain it. But we should find innocence in the fact that, like, you know, you watch a nature documentary, there's like a fucking animal ripping another animal's throat out, but instead we turn our eyes and we close our eyes, close our, you know, do the whole thing so that we can deny the fact that animals are just as deadly as like human beings, or that we're human beings are just deadly in general, or 1313. Yeah, we choose to see things that way because it saves us almost this idea that, oh, and another thing, because this is a part of it too. I saw something earlier today that was like, I'm not going to say anything because my religion doesn't allow for it. Okay, so basically what you just told me is, and this is no BF, I don't even know what religion the lady was talking about, okay? But all I heard was you needed religion to give you a moral backing. Instead of just having that moral backing and integrity within yourself, you are saying, because of my religion, I'm not going to be a bad person. Um, Even though, like, and I can only guess because if your religion has your thinking, your thought processes that skewed to begin with, it's probably like not great. And I can't say certain things like that because then I'm gonna get shit for that, right? But seriously, if your thought processes are that skewed that you need anything to tell you how to be a decent fucking human being, um, then that's kind of off to me. Whenever, like, our instincts literally just tell us whenever, like, we're not being empathetic enough, or whenever, like, our past experiences tell us whenever we aren't being kind or true. Like, you know what I mean? Another thing is, Hold on, let me see if I can find it again, because it was just there. I don't know, maybe it'll come back up. Okay, so, thank you. So basically, I saw another video a long time ago. I'm just going through little things in my head at this point. Um, that was like, oh, we all naturally have morals. No, the fuck we don't. No, the fuck we don't. Like, morals are taught, yeah. Bad behavior, good behavior are taught, but we do not naturally come out of the fucking womb with, like, like, godly Christian morals. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we just don't. That's not how life works. That's not how human beings work. That's just not the case. Like, oh yeah, we're all just naturally good people. If that was the case, there wouldn't be awful fucking things happening in the world. Like, you know what I mean? It is a part of our nature to almost destroy and create, and depending on what you reside in, because it really is all up to the energy that you're in and what you want and what you stand for, right? That negates how you lead your life. And it has nothing to do with, oh, my religion doesn't want me to, like, talk badly of people. Like, just don't talk badly of people, because it's not the nice thing to do. Or, like, it just grinds my gears. That's what it does. It grinds my fucking gears. 111-1639. So, in all of that, animalistic tendencies, animalistic nature, instincts, nature versus nurture. What is our nature versus what have we been nurtured into? And yeah, like, we obviously know what we've been nurtured into. Do we, like, fucking see the world? But again, going back, what was the moment that you, yourself, and society and humanity disconnected from nature itself? Or even, like, because this is what it's really about, paying attention to these little things in your day-to-day life and seeing how they add up, seeing the puzzle pieces fit together, Tetris. If the pieces fit, schism, tool. And kind of being able to see where exactly, hold my hand while I say this, where the matrix folds in on itself and where it overlaps and where this. Because that's all I got. But see, even that looks like breathing, right? If you go outside and you really pay attention, you can see, and not on, like, any type of substance, let me make that clear, you can see the earth and the ground breathing. Depends on how well you can see, but in general. And see, that's the thing, we don't see the earth as, like, a being of itself, because yeah, she's a planet, right? But she has her own energy to her. She is a god, a goddess in planet form. Same thing, Saturn, Neptune, Uranus, they're all gods in planets, right? They all have their energies within a planet, making a place for us to be, right? And we just completely, deny the fact that she's alive in general. Do you know how rude that is? We're rude as fuck for that. And then we have the balls to, like, take from her and be like, well, bitch, why aren't you fucking deal with it? Like, no, fuck you. Get fucked. Like, go away. I'm sorry. And then it goes back to the dinosaurs. That's awful. No, but even then, look at the evolution of, animals back then. It was, like, some funky shit, dude. Like, I'm not even gonna lie to you. They were on some shit. The first time, like, fish got jaws, like, actual jaws, whenever they evolved to have jaws, it was, like, some crazy shit. It was like I can't even get too deep into that, because it'll grind my gears all the way, bro. I can't. Yeah, but for realsies, for realsies. Two of Pentacles, two of Cups, still right next to the fucking star. Um, how you interact with yourself, your animalistic natures, and tendencies within yourself, how you connect to the world around you, yeah, and how that's connected to animals themselves, um, and how we connect with other people. So again, if you just watch like the Discovery Channel, because I used to watch a lot of nature documentaries, I'm not gonna lie to you. I used to love them, and if you pay attention to like the way animals interact with each other, we do the exact same things. Even okay. Even up to like society's norms, we still do it. Because no matter how much you try to like, okay, and then I'm getting the term concrete jungle. Like, we technically are getting to the point of a concrete jungle, right? But either way, it's still a jungle. Either way, there's still that connection to nature to it, either way. No matter how much you try to deny it, and even if you deny it, that's fine too. Mama, mama's not playing. Okay. So, which is like kind of strange that it came up. I'm just like channeling however it channels, and like you put the pieces together because I'm tired and I don't want to. Um, so if you talk to a dog, you know that dog knows what you're talking about. Most of the time, if you speak to a dog or any animal, really, that animal knows what you're talking about. Like, and you can, not all, obviously. I feel like there's different levels of sentience in any animal or any being, whatever. Um, That's the same thing. Spirit guides all the time are like, dude, these motherfuckers don't know what the fuck we're talking about. And like, no shade, but kind of, just a little bit of shade. It's frustrating. It's like, dude, they'll be speaking directly to people and kind of like get acknowledged, and that's the funny part. People will acknowledge the fact that spirit guides are there, but they don't understand what's going on, so they're just like, okay, like, whatever. Do you know how rude that is? We're denying ourselves nature itself, the other half, behind the veil, regardless of if like it makes sense to you or not, or if science can explain it, which science does literally explain it in multiple ways. We were just too logical in the way that we explained it instead of connecting it back to other cultures and other backgrounds, and it's very frustrating for me. I'm not even gonna lie to you. 23, 23. 44, 88, 64, 42. Okay. But in understanding animals, you will have a different understanding of how magic works in itself. If you have a pet, don't like stalk your pet, but you know, just peep game, just peep their game, and like let them peep. You know what I mean? Same thing. Animals, like, oh no, animals know. They just know, and we know. But then we're like, oh no, we don't know shit. We need science to know. And I'm just like, dude, we don't need science to know. Like, technically, I'm not saying boo science. Science great sometimes. Like, we wouldn't have a lot of stuff if we didn't have science. But at the same time, we completely disconnected ourselves from everything just because we need, like, and this is a perfect example. I love doing tarot. I absolutely love doing tarot, but what I hate doing, on the low, no offense guys, I hate doing collective messages. Like, I feel like there's too much that I could deep dive into on a personal message versus a collective where I have to kind of like safeguard, and you know what I mean? It's a lot more difficult. and not even difficult. It's just not as personal. Um, which is kind of hard. Well, anyways, I still love doing like pick a cards and stuff, but I it still doesn't hit the same as like deep diving into someone's mind. Like I already deep dove into my mind. Let me get in your brain. Also, another thing is understanding when someone's trying to get into your brain. Um, 25, 25. A quarter. First quarter, last quarter. It's one of the quarters. I don't know. Because if you don't have one, it goes back to nature. Everything is connected with nature. Everything that you see, even like this, a bug, you know what I mean, is connected to everything, right? Um, but if you don't understand that, or you don't understand your own mind, the way that it functions, the way that it works, you won't know whenever somebody else is up in your brain playing games. Which isn't as scary as it sounds. It's not as scary as it sounds. And then I did pick up on like a bug, like a industry plant, but a literal like bug, like spy gear bug. 11, 11, 26, 26, motherfucker. Um, but synchronicities. Also, synchronicities within your own body. Understanding whenever like all right here is hurting now. Like I have a headache right here, instantly, out of nowhere. That's a synchronicity to the energy around me. Um, or this body language in general. That's like me not wanting to speak if we're looking at the terms of me talking to somebody else, but with energy right now, someone not wanting me to speak, wanting to block my intuition, my sight, what I know, and keep me silent. And then this, I'll wrinkle my nose a lot whenever I'm on the nose, one, but it's also like a little bunny thing. Right, but whenever I'm like whenever I'm on that ass and I know everything, bitch. Okay. But it's the little things, even the way that I do my deck, bits and pieces falling out. Um, 44, shit that I was supposed to keep to myself, bitch, I ain't keeping shit to myself. I ain't keeping shit to myself. This is the point, though. People are supposed to know these things. People are supposed to understand and integrate this knowledge into their daily life, and the we evolved backwards, basically, is all I'm going to say. We evolved backwards, and we're getting there more and more. If you look at it, majority of people don't even know how to speak a proper sentence. We went from the most drawn out, like, English sentences, right? Whenever most people in the United States do not know how to read a sentence properly, or they don't know how to write a sentence, like, we are evolving backwards. 28, 28. 13. And it's all to lead us back to telepathy. But we technically didn't have to lose our brains in the process. But we did. Here we are. Insider scoop, yeah. As fuck. Justice. Okay. I'm going to shuffle this again. Okay, a cover up, but you got to see all of it, so there you go. And then 9 and 6, 909. Yeah, one thing I do want to say is you cannot wash your hands clean of the dirt you have done, because that dirt is supposed to be up under your fingernails in the first place. Okay, that's interesting. So I do want to go back to, like, the natural order of things, yeah. But if you, what is it called? Like a food chain, a food pyramid, whatever. Like, I want a snake, but I'm terrified of having to feed it. Like, I have bugs, right? I hate feeding them crickets because I'll have to get the cricket by the leg, and I've learned to cope with it because I love my babies, but at the same time, I'm just a big person to this tiny cricket, and I am just like grabbing it with these metal tongs, and it's flailing. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna cry. But my baby has to eat. So what am I gonna do? I'm gonna buy crickets to feed my babes. And one thing I can say, at least they're like, they're getting vibes and they're getting vibes while they're here. Like, that's cool. 30 30, 15, half of the story. What do your 2 cents tell you? Not the 2 cents of me, even. What do your 2 cents tell you? Your. Your. Um, Also, another thing we need to think about is the fact that every single human being is under oppression. Like, I don't care how privileged you are, I don't care how, like, unprivileged you are. Every single human being is under oppression. Like, and it's funny because someone will think they're not being oppressed. Or, like, let's just take the oppression part out of it. Someone will think, oh, I'm better than you because this, and that. And this whole time, person's under oppression. Full length oppression. And have the balls to be like, oh, well, like, I'm better than you because I have this, and that. Whole time you're being oppressed too, bitch, and you're putting oppression on that person and oppression on you because you thought you were, like, better. Because you let your ego drive you to shaming someone else for their situation, right? Um, so we just, like, doubled it and gave it to the next person. Um, I don't know if that one made sense. The fool. I'm not even gonna lie to you, I don't know if that one made sense, but that's, it's just crazy, it's just crazy, it's just crazy. Same thing, which is kind of interesting. This one's interesting. So, I saw it in a different way, but the way I'm gonna say it, which clock that. But, so, I feel like me having my bugs, it's a means of control, regardless of what we want to say about it or not. Like, yes, I love my bugs, but it is still, at the end of the day, a means of control. Having pets in general, that is a means of control. Having children, not for everybody, that's a means of control for your situation or for your emotional stability, especially in the way that we are all traumatized. No one does anything out of, like, pure love anymore. Well, kind of, but like, it's still a means of control. You can look at it in a sense of, like, parents just having kids as accessories, right? My bugs, yeah, they're cute, but, like, they're still just cute little bugs that I get to keep, you know what I mean? So again, it goes back to this level of control and, oh, I am over you, I have what you need to survive, so you have to rely on me, if that makes sense. But then there's a different level to that because with my bugs, we have, like, pure respect for each other. I think they're adorable and I want to pick them up all the time sometimes, but they're scared of me. I'm a big fucking person that's just, like, blasting music all the time. And, like, I'm just some weird person. But, like, yeah, they're cute, but I respect their boundaries. They respect my boundaries. Same way if I open the little door, this homie's not gonna just run out because, one, he probably understands I'm terrified of his ass, and another thing is if I drop him, he can just explode. Why would I risk that? Why would I risk that? Why would I risk that? If I know he can just explode just because I want a cute little fuzzy spider that I can, like, be that I can be sexy with, or, like, keep playing. Can't silence me, motherfucker. Um, no, but seriously, we have respect, but there's a lot of situations where it's very obvious that people just have kids to have kids. Um, People will, like, I don't understand that. Like, we're not even gonna get into that topic right now because why? Do we not see how shit is going? Like, why? Um, or like, why are you traumatized and thinking children are gonna fix your trauma? It's not. You're just traumatizing those kids, and those kids are gonna go off and be traumatized and traumatize their kids if they continue that cycle, because it is a cycle you have to choose to continue. Like, you actively make the choice. You are given. And I always say it like this because it is literally like this. If you are tapped in enough, you can see the option itself. It's like a video game. You either pick this option or this option, and you chose this option. So you're going down that timeline. Like, it is. It just is. It just is. Another thing is pay attention to deja vu. Whenever you feel deja vu, I would say it. That's the way I keep track of it, at least. It's really just like either timeline switching, jumping. First off, I heard a hop, skip, and a jump. But 3553, 47. Damn. But yeah, it's really just timeline shifting. And again, animalistic nature connecting to that will help you understand exactly what's happening. One, in that timeline that you're switching and what you're moving yourself into so that you can prepare for it. And yes, these videos are for you to prepare because, like, not everyone watches them, and I can understand why. Like, I'm just fucking, like, ranting and shit. But this is the closest thing I could get to getting all of the downloads to an art that is lost. But it's easier than it feels. That's all I have to say. It's easier than it feels.